make of what he has said in that speech?
Well, this is obviously what the Iranians would say. Every side is trying to portray this as some sort of a victory. And the Iranians are making the case that the United States wanted to go down to zero enrichment, that the Israelis wanted to have an obliteration of the program altogether and get the United States into a prolonged state of war with Iran. And since that didn't happen, Iran did not surrender, he will claim this to be a victory. The Israelis will try to scramble to figure out how to portray all of this as a victory, not in the sense that they haven't done tremendous damage to the Iranians. They certainly have. And their intelligence agencies have scored some significant victories. But it also stops short of what they wanted to do and wanted to achieve. And you have this situation now with what the administration is saying. And whether it is an obliteration of the program or if it is, as the Iranians have said, severely damaged, I think the real story here is that Trump is looking for an exit. He does not want to continue this. I think he's realized that he was kind of trapped by the Israelis, who wanted him to go on and bomb and bomb and bomb for days and weeks, not just the nuclear sites, the missile sites, the conventional military sites, and essentially fulfill the long-term objective of Israel, which is to get the United States to cut Iran down in size in order to establish a balance in the region that the Israelis cannot establish on their own. But that was cut short because Trump was not interested in a prolonged or a forever war. And this is part of the reason, I think, why they are also stating one side of the picture, which is that the military operation was successful. Whether that means that the program has entirely been obliterated or not is, of course, a completely different story.